morning. Alrighty. Turn on the fan and get this ride started. Oh, I have not been on the bike since my long adventure on Sunday. So today, I'm gonna be taking it easy and just getting my legs moving again. Hopefully it's gonna feel good. I don't know how it's gonna feel, but I also gotta make sure I can hear myself. Hopefully it's gonna feel good. All right, I can hear myself. Yee yee. All right. Yee yee. I've been seeing that sticker on some trucks. I don't know what it's from. I think it's maybe a country singer or something like that. But I have it in my head and I'm afraid to Google it. I'm afraid of what I might find if I Google yee yee. Yee yee. Y-E-E-Y-E-E. It's a thing. Doesn't feel too bad. Like I mentioned, I have not been on my bike since the long 5-hour adventure I had on Sunday. Usually I'd be biking on Tuesday, but I was on this sort of, it wasn't a work trip for me, it was for my family. My wife is a fancy pants doctor of physics, and she works at NASA, and she helped me get ready for the Artemis. And she got invited to go give a colloquium to some undergrad physics students. So we drove up there for that. I didn't bring my bike. So this is my first ride since Sunday. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate you tuning in, even if it's just for a moment here. Hey, got 2 likes already. That's fantastic. Thank you so much for the support already. All right. I'm sure I've done this route, but I can't quite remember it. We're starting off really quick here at 32 miles an hour. Hey, I can see my head a little bit better. I backed up the camera. It looks pretty good. We got a big downhill coming up. Almost there. Down to the bottom of the hill. So far so good. I definitely feel rusty though. I mean, just taking 2 or 3 days off, and also did a lot of I didn't do a lot of driving, but I did a lot of sitting in a car. About 12 hours of commuting back and forth to North Dallas on Monday and Tuesday, so I didn't get any of my training done on Monday or Tuesday. And then yesterday, I just kind of got moving very slowly. Went to the pool, swam for about an hour, went to the gym, did a strength session, and then made sure I went to bed nice and early. Try to catch up on some sleep that I missed on Tuesday night. Big picture right now is crazy storm coming in this weekend, and I'm just wondering how it might impact my training. I think that as long as we have power, I'll be able to do my normal bike on Sunday. If we don't have power, I'll still be able to do it, but I won't be able to stream, obviously. But this new TACX trainer I'm riding can be powered by riding it. Pretty cool. So you don't technically need to have it plugged in. And then Saturday, I have a 10-mile run. And I'm pretty sure I'll be able to do that even if it's really cold. So hopefully this week will be a productive week overall, even if I had to take some unplanned days off and miss a couple of sessions. Live on YouTube, also live on Twitch this morning. Trying to plug into the Zwift community over on Twitch. I hear that it's pretty cool. It's a pretty good crowd over there. So shout out if you're checking this out over on the Twitch platform. All right, so a little more than 22 miles to go on this route. It looks like a pretty fast route. Pretty flat. Fast and flat. I'll take it after doing the 4 horsemen on Sunday. It was just nothing but climbing. So much climbing in that route. I was using ERG mode, so it wasn't that bad, but still, just watching your rider go so slow for such a long time, just felt like that climb was never going to end. Ended up with pretty good averages for that long ride though. Averaged 91 cadence for 4 hours and 21 minutes of riding, which I'm really happy with. I think my average power was like 191, which is also, for a training ride, just fantastic. I feel like the last hour, I feel like it felt a little harder than it should have. I'm not really 100% sure why. so hard to sit still for 5 hours. Like, sitting in the car for 5 hours, I don't know why it beats me up so much. I'm not really used to long road trips, even though I've lived here in Texas for 7-8 years now. We just don't tend to travel outside of our little bubble very often. Average cadence sitting at 89. Average power sitting at 184. Average heart rate 137. Oh wow, already 6 miles. Pretty good. 20 miles to go. See if we can make this a faster average speed than usual. It's a pretty flat route, so try to keep that cadence up over 90. Keep my power under 240. Starting to sweat, so I gotta hit some salt. Excuse me. Alright, my hair started to drive me crazy. Ooh, that's better. This song features our pet parakeets screeching around in this music here. So far, I'm feeling better as I go. All right, so Sunday I've got 4 hours on the bike, but got a bunch of intervals to do. It's a lot of these like 8-minute zone 3 sets, and then 7-minute zone 4 sets. I think I might have saw 7x7 minute zone 4, which will be pretty interesting. That's 49 minutes of zone 4 threshold effort, crammed into a 4-hour ride. So we'll see. It might work out that the sort of unplanned rest days I had this week will serve to have helped me recover better. That's my hope. That I might feel fresh and strong. Fresher and stronger than I might have felt had I trained on Monday and Tuesday. I don't know. 19 miles to ride. Hey, average cadence just popped up to 90. Good deal. right, all the numbers are in my zone 2 range now. Feeling pretty good. Nice and warmed up. Let's climb this little punchy hill. Gotta use my gears to prevent the power from going too high on these little climbs. Looks like we have a little downhill now. Nice route. Nice rolling hills, nothing crazy to climb. Pretty fast route. Every time I keep looking, we're up over 20 miles an hour, so probably end up averaging somewhere around there. Woo! Appreciate you checking out TriVibes TV today. I'm here training for Ironman Texas. Woo! Just about 12-ish more weeks before the big race. And I believe Ironman Texas is sold out. It's gonna be packed, baby. But that's the cool thing about the Woodlands. Ironman Texas is in the Woodlands, and the Woodlands is like built for massive amounts of people. There's plenty of parking, very spectator-friendly race. And yeah, I think the race was sold out last year too. But I didn't have any issues with overcrowding. There's enough restaurants and stuff up there to keep everybody happy, which is not the case for every triathlon. Some places get really overwhelmed when the race weekend. There's like 2 or 3 restaurants in the area, and they're all totally slammed. Not the Woodlands. Plenty of room. Come on over and bring your friends. I must not have done this route in a while because it's not giving me any 90-day records. All right. Oh yeah, 10-mile mark. About 28.5 minutes. We're definitely faster than 20 mile on average. Try to keep this up. Feels like a good level of effort right here. Average cadence sitting at 9.0. Average power 193. All good. Heart rate's getting up in that aerobic zone. Less than 16 miles to ride. Flying by. Not quite halfway there yet though. Little bit of a hill. Ready for it. All right. Over the bridge. Bumpity, 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 bump. Up, 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 up. The other day I was riding and was talking about how I got my bike, how I got it from a friend who sold it after getting a new bike, and then that friend actually showed up towards the end of the ride in the comment section. That was funny. I hadn't heard from him in a long time. So it's like I was talking about him and then boom, there he is. Showed up in the comments. Shout out to John, man, I still love this bike. Maybe we can summon him again. I just got an alert on my Garmin that says, weather alert, extreme cold watch. Whew, it's coming. So far here in Houston, it's nice, balmy 65 degrees still, and not really that cold yet. But we'll see this weekend. It's supposed to get pretty chilly. Winter storm watch, dense fog advisory, oh my goodness. Getting all sorts of warnings. Garmin says, heed my word. Try. Woo! This is my Zone 2 song. Yup. What it do? Catch me in my Zone 2. Yes, I told you to. Catch me in my Zone 2. Yeah, like I do. Catch me in my Zone 2. Fresh avocado in my Zone 2. Feel that blood flowing in my brain. Nothing like aerobic heart rate for prolonged periods of time to trigger all those happy little chemicals in your brain, right? Endorphins. Right, climbing up. 12 miles under the belt, 14 to go. Spirits are still high. The puddle on the floor is growing. Whew. Feels good to sweat it out. Appreciate you checking out TriVibes TV. Even if it's just for a moment. I am here on the YouTube and here on the Twitch, training for Ironman, Texas. Riding the Coast Crusher here in Watopia. Bottle one done. bottle 2 engage. Woo! Hit a little more salt. Keeping that cadence up over 90 as best I can. A little bit of a power spike here. That's okay. We're rolling right down. Whee! I feel aero, bro. Where the hell are we now? This looks like something out of Elden Ring. Creepy beach unlocked. Wow, my heart rate's right up. Whew. I use the gears here. A little bit of a climb. Whew. I put this song together after watching a bunch of Mark Rober videos with my son, and I tried to make a song similar to like the Mark Rober background songs on his YouTube channel. So every time I hear this song, I always think of Mark Rober. Up, up, up. Getting excited about Artemis. I live here in Houston and we're a NASA family here, so can't wait for Artemis. A lot of people I know are working on it, including my lovely wife, who's gonna have her own little console set up during the mission. She's not gonna be in like the really big, cool mission control room, but she's gonna have her own spot and her own role to play in the mission. Woo! Everybody gets a mission patch. I want a mission patch. I'm not gonna be helping, but I'm gonna be helping someone who's helping. I'm gonna do the dishes, do the laundry. Keep her coffee mug full. I'm gonna ride for about 5 more minutes and then take a pit stop. I got that bladder pressure building up. As it should be. I'm properly hydrated today. I wonder how far I end up riding on Sunday with a 4-hour ride. Have to find a long route that isn't full of crazy climbs. All right, we're more than halfway through. A little downhill action. Average cadence sitting at 9.0. Average power sitting at 192. Average heart rate 145. Aerobic, bro. It's aerobic, bruh. Appreciate you checking out TriVibes TV today. Thank you. Nice average speed so far. Little climb. Working a little harder than I'm supposed to. Here we go. Nice. Get ready for some downhill. Whee! Tempting to just stop pedaling. Where's the downhill? I thought I saw some downhill coming up. There's a little bit of downhill, 1% though. Sometimes the little elevation map can be confusing to me. Friday. All right, until we got 10 miles left, and then I'll hop off. Quick pit stop. Let the heart rate come down a little bit. There's the downhill. All right. Woo. All right, I got a lot of discomfort in the saddle here. Very hydrated today, so one pit stop is all we need. I'll be right back to finish off the last 10 miles. Great ride so far. Woo! Better. Woo! All right, fun route today. Almost done. Take a little more salt. Sweating a lot, actually. All right, now heart rate dropped about 50 BPM. I'm sure it's gonna shoot right back up though. All right, let's finish this one off. I got my little squirrel in my back pocket. Feeling good, man. Hey, thank you for the ride on. Right. Average cadence sitting at 90, average power sitting at 194. Just like this. Less than 10 miles, easy day. Nice. Feels a lot better after that little break. I'm even considering maybe stopping to take some breaks during my race this year. I mean, last year I forced myself to do the 112-mile course without stopping once to use the bathroom. So that involved, as you might imagine, you know, going to the bathroom while you're moving on your bike. Not as easy as it sounds. I kept slowing down and trying to empty my bladder, and I just couldn't break the seal. And I feel like I probably wasted at least 15-20 minutes trying to slow down. And it's like, maybe I should just get off and stop and take that 90 seconds, take that 2 minutes. I don't know. It's kind of where my head is leaning. There are plenty of rest, little bathroom aid station stops along the route. I don't know. I just know that taking small breaks during training like really helps. And obviously when you're visualizing racing, you're not necessarily thinking about stopping. However, if I can stop a couple times, maybe 2, 3 at the most, I think that should be less than 10 minutes. And in theory, I might be able to finish feeling better because I took some breaks. So, the majority of time I'm hoping to gain over my result from last year is going to be on the run. So it's kind of it's all about getting to the start of the marathon and being strong enough to run it. Last year, I could barely walk at the beginning of the marathon, and I power walked virtually the entire thing. You know, hour 15 swim, 5:35 bike, really great paces. If I could have run anywhere close to what I had trained to do, sub 4-hour marathon, I mean, that would have been a phenomenal time for me. However, it took me 6 hours and 32 minutes to do the Ironman Texas Marathon. Almost an hour longer than it took me to ride 112 miles. So, I'm trying to accept the idea that I might take a little longer in the swim, maybe take a little longer on the bike, or maybe I ride a little bit faster and I take some breaks and I end up netting around the same, and then get on the run and feel like I have 2.5 hours of time to try and cut off from my time from last year. I would love to beat my time from last year by at least an hour. It's possible I could do it by more than 2 hours. It's possible I could do it by more than 2 hours. So, and then my time from Ironman Florida was like 12:40. My time from Ironman Texas was like 13:40. So if I can go between an hour and 2 hours faster than last year at Ironman Texas, not only will it be a new course record for me, but it would be a new personal best for the Ironman distance. So much to be gained on April 18th from my point of view. Laser focused. We'll see how much distance we'll cover in an hour. Might be 21. Might be 21 mile an hour average. I'm guessing somewhere between 20 and 21 based on where we're at right now. Average power 194. Average cadence 90. Coming up on the hour mark. Feeling pretty good.
Alrighty, 19 miles. So we'll definitely hit the 20-mile mark before the hour. I don't think we'll hit 21 unless we start going a lot faster. Appreciate you checking out. Appreciate you checking out TriVibes TV today. Thank you. Maybe we'll hit 20.5 miles an hour average for the first hour. We'll see. 3 more minutes before we hit the hour mark. See how far we've gone. Miles, 57:48. Maybe a little more than 20.5. Bridge. Looks like we'll go a little bit more than 20.5 miles an hour in the first hour here. Well, I only got 6 miles to go, so there's not going to be a second hour today. We'll We'll save that long ride for Sunday during the winter storm. Gonna be here trying to keep warm with some zone 3 and zone 4 intervals. Oh wow, faster than I thought we'd be. 20.6. Are we gonna hit 20.7? Hey, 20.7. Are we gonna hit 20.8? 15 seconds. $20.8. There's no way we'll get 20.9. One hour, 20.8. 20.9, there it is. All right. Good deal. 5.5 miles to ride. My heart rate is a little bit high for the effort right now. So I guess I'll ease up a little bit here. All right, 5 miles to ride. Take a little more salt. It almost sounds like hold music.
I shouldn't stop pedaling going uphill. I just wanted a little break. There we go. That is yesterday. And I tried. All right, I did a nice job dropping my heart rate down. Brought it down about 20 BPM just by slowing down for a sec. This part of the map reminds me of like, I don't know why, like Diddy Kong Racing from Nintendo 64. I don't know why, that's what my brain's thinking about. What a great game, by the way. It's fantastic. Silver Coin Challenge, Secret Space World. Shout out Diddy Kong Racing, man. That game was awesome. All right, just about 3 miles to ride here. A little less than 10 minutes. Definitely feel like I got the rust. 2 days of rust. Busted off, which is nice. I wanted to ride a little longer than an hour. Not quite 90 minutes. It was normally like one of the training days that I missed on Tuesday would normally be like an hour ride and a 20-minute run. I don't want to go running today because I realized I did the math. My pair of running shoes has like 350 miles of running on them. They're blown out. So I'm gonna go buy some new shoes today. So instead of an hour biking and 20 minutes running, looking for an hour 20 of cardio just on the bike. And then hopefully I'll go shoe shopping, find something I can be excited about running in, because right now I'm a little nervous about running in my current pair. I did 16 miles of running this past weekend, and feeling pretty banged up on Monday and Tuesday. And then my coach pointed out, he was watching me walk around in my shoes, and he said that they were squishing down to the floor like way more than they should be. Way more than they would be if they were new. And bingo, it's a good chance that my foot issues that I experienced are coming from my running in some shoes that are just a little too worn out. I hate spending so much money on shoes, but man, I need them. If I'm doing 70 miles a month,
running, I'm gonna go through shoes, you know. Not many running shoe brands can claim more than about 250 or 300 miles of use. I've gotten more out of shoes in the past, but when you're like me, like I'm focusing so much on Ironman Texas that I feel like I need to get new shoes before my old ones wear out and hurt me. I wish I got new shoes like 2 weeks ago. Just another little detail. It's all good. Learning as I go. 12 years into this, still learning. I'm excited. My coaching group has a beginner triathlon program that we're putting together for this year, and I'm excited. Have some people doing their first ever triathlon, and I might have a chance to work with an athlete who I helped prepare for the New York City Marathon last year. He's interested in doing some triathlon, so it's cool, man. I'm excited. I would love to see this guy finish a triathlon. I think he's gonna like it more than he expects, but you never know. I don't want to project that. It's just, I don't know, it feels good crossing that finish line. And I think it's arguably more fun to train for a sprint distance triathlon than it is to train for a marathon. So I think he might really enjoy it, because he's not just running every day, you know. I want to do the Marine Corps Marathon someday, but I don't know. I've never trained for a straight up marathon before. I'm kind of intimidated by them, to be honest. More intimidated by a full marathon effort than I am a full Ironman effort. I guess I just feel like if you're training just to run a marathon as fast as you can, I can't imagine the pressure of trying to maintain that effort, that fast effort. If you're trying to, like, you know, run it as fast as you can kind of thing, that's just gonna be long. I mean, my best half marathon time is a low 130 or 131, something like that. But that was 5 years ago now. I don't think I'm anywhere close to a 3-hour marathon. I'd like to think I could do under 4 if I trained for it, but I think it took me like 5 hours and 45 minutes or something, like 5.5 hours to do the marathon at Ironman Florida. And then it took me 6.5 hours to do the marathon at Ironman Texas. So, hoping for a new marathon personal best. I gotta actually run the whole time. I gotta run most of the time. Ironman Florida, I ran the first half pretty well. Second half, I kind of blew up. Oh well. Woo! What's up, Alan? You got done with your, all right, 205, baby. Stuck at 205, I see. Hey man, everyone's stuck somewhere. Appreciate you hopping in the comments. Pretty good ride. Almost done. How long did you swim this morning? You still have like 5 months before your next race, so you got some time to work on that swim. However, getting through a swim comfortably is way better than getting through a swim fast in a 70.3. Like, if you can just get through it nice and smooth, even if it's 205 or 210, if you can get out of the water and still have your breath and your wits about you, that's where you want to be. You got a long day. You got a long day once you get out of the water for a 70.3, so. 24 hundo, nice. Good job, man. It's, you know, if you can swim longer than the race distance comfortably, you know, you can show up on race day feeling pretty good about it. Like that confidence and comfort in the water is so much more important in triathlon than speed and efficiency. Unless, of course, you know, you're talking about a competitive athlete who's trying to, you know, get out of the water with a certain pack of the people on the bike. It's a whole other dynamic in that sense, but I feel like for most athletes, better to have a swim where you feel good getting out, or even feel better getting out than you did getting in, rather than jumping it all out. Because it's crazy with swimming, like you can, at a certain effort, if you try 50% harder, you might go like 5% faster, right? You can't really fight the water the way you can fight the wind on the bike and the run. Anyway, I digress. Average cadence, 90. Needed to hear that, hell yeah, man. Dude, it's like, I mean, swimming 215 per 100 and swimming 2 flat per 100. If you have to work twice as hard to gain that 15 seconds, it's not going to be worth it in the long run, right? Like you have to keep the big picture in mind for a 70.3. Yeah, it's a chance to set yourself up for success, like beyond just all the prep that goes into race day. It's like, it's a race day thing you can execute to set yourself up for success on the bike and the run. If you can have a swim that, like I said, you might even be able to gauge it so you feel better than you did when you started, because you got the swim behind you, you didn't kill yourself, you're jogging to your bike and you're feeling fresh. I mean, that's the dream. And I think I think the best way to ensure that is to make sure you're conditioned to swim further than the race distance comfortably, you know? Anyway, always a pleasure. I've got to take a call. I have an athlete that's doing their FTP test today, so I'm gonna have a chat with them about how to pace that. Mwahaha. Evil coach providing FTP tests. Nice. All right, good ride today. Appreciate you tuning in. As always, I'll be here training for Ironman Texas. A couple more rides to do coming up. Long ride on Sunday, 4-hour interval ride on Sunday. And then Tuesday, I'll be back on the bike as well. I post weekly training updates going over all the triathlon training that I'm doing. And if you have any questions, I am available anytime. Just hop in the comments. So take care. Pleasure hanging out with you today, and I will see you in the next one.